Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Finn, back with another Diablo Immortal video. And actually for today's video, pretty excited to show this to you guys. I got some PVE build that I was able to experiment. The damage is not that high, but it's a fun build. Actually, I'm having fun using it. You can pretty much tweak everything in this build that I'm gonna be showing you guys. There is a lot of variation that you can do with this build. It has high mobility. The damage is there, but it's pretty much a burst damage, and I'll show it to you guys later. But before that, I will be showing you something else first, because as you can see on my inventory, I was able to farm the ancient artifact for Inferno 7, which means we can now craft an ancient legendary helm. So let's just go over the details of all of this before we craft a helm. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm actually on Inferno 8. Let's go to Inferno 7. Okay, so for the first one, Horde's Splitter Spirit, combat rating is quite nice, 2.6. I believe they all have the same combat rating, 2659. Okay, so combat rating is 2659. 4 attributes: Fortitude, Vitality, Willpower, and Strength. And then for magic attributes, which is the important one, first one is damage while moving increased by 6%, and then beneficial effects, duration is increased, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. For the second one is unveiled secrets. Sorry, same combat rating, same attributes. And then for magic attributes is damage increased by 6% when attacking enemies from behind. Accuracy rating, damage is, I believe this is good for PVE and PvP. Okay, and then for the next one, it has the skill of one of the boss, the Heliquary boss, which is Vita, the Shivering Breath. And then primary attacks have 8% chance to explode on hit, attack speed increase, and primary attack damage. And then for this one, same stats and combat rating. Magic attributes, picking up a health globe has a 20% chance to reset a skill on cooldown. That's quite nice, I believe. Attack speed is increased by 3%. Skill cooldowns, this is quite nice as well because of the cooldown reduction, but I think we're gonna go with Horde Splitter. But let's read the last one. The Grave Runner is, I believe, for a tank build. Maybe this can be useful because of the evasion, and it's gonna give you a shield if you evade an attack. Damage taken from I believe this is actually for attack, but we are gonna go over and craft the Horde Splitter. I'm gonna craft this with you guys. Let's see what will happen, because I don't have any idea on what to do with this. Let's see. So now I think we can actually equip this, and it's gonna have the essence of our, okay, there you go, that's how it works. So once we craft an ancient legendary, we are going to put them on a helm slot, of course, and it's gonna inherit whatever is on the helm, or whatever essence is on the helm. Just like this one, they have the same essence now. Wave Blood. Okay, now let's check our combat rating. Wait, okay, I see. So it's not gonna add up, but still it's quite a nice upgrade as well. Plus 59 for us, plus beneficial critical hit chance. But yeah, it's not that bad actually, but I thought it's gonna be plus 2000, but yeah. So let's just go over the build now. We're gonna go here, guys, at the training ground. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, so now we are actually here at the training ground. So let me just go ahead and go over the details of the build first. Let's start with the skills that I'm using. I'll be using Umbral Lance, Wave of Blood, Sanguinate, and Shroud of Night. These are the 4 skills that we're going to be using. And for the primary, I will be using Shadow's Edge. Now let's go over the essences. It's going to be quick. For the helm, as you can see, I'm using Wave of Blood. Now it's changed here to Horde Splitter Spirit, but let me show you guys which one is it. um, wave, it's this one, it's Count of Tides. If you don't have the ancient legendary yet, it's Count of Tides. Wave of Blood cooldown is reduced by 0.65 per each target hit, so that's quite nice. And then for the chest, this is for Shadow Knight, Crack Spirit. Shadow Knight now grants you Echoing Nightmare, causing some of your skills to conjure a shadowy apparition to duplicate the skill, or to duplicate the skill cast after a short delay. Additionally, you will gain increased movement speed stacking with each skill that is used. So this is going to synergize with the low cooldown of our Wave of Blood. We can actually cast this. It's going to have a 100% or 90% uptime, which means we will always have the gained increased movement speed. So for the shoulders, I will be using Hunter's Whirl. So Umberland's cooldown, again, it's another cooldown essence for one of our skills. Umberland's cooldown is reduced by 0.32 seconds for each enemy hit within 6 seconds, up to a maximum of 1.6 seconds. So that's quite nice as well. Another cooldown reduction essence. And then for this one, Perilous Harbor, Rudy's Sluice. Sanguinate now causes you to dash forward in a torrent of blood, dealing damage to enemies along your path and causing them to bleed. I'll explain, guys, why I use this one instead of the Spirit Flurry. So for the next one is the main hand is First Bloodwalker. It's an Umbral Lance essence again. When Umbral Lance hits the same enemy 3 times within 3 seconds, it's gonna deal 19,000 damage, so that's a burst damage for our Umbral Lance. And then another one, Blood Knife. Sounds like Blood Knight, but yeah, Blood Knife. Umbral Lance deals up to 76% increased damage the further you are from the target. For the first offhand, Lost Companions, this is for our Umbral Lance as well. Umbral Lance now throws several spears in all directions that return to you, damaging enemies in your path. And then the last one is Wave of Blood, now radiates, or the last offhand is Spewing Stone. Wave of Blood now radiates a wave of blood around you, damaging and knocking enemies up, while also increasing the critical hit damage they take from your skills. Okay, so let me show you guys how these skills would work. So let's start with the Umbral Lance. Once I press this, there you go. As you can see, there you go. That's the Umbral Lance skill, and the Wave of Blood is this one. There you go. Just have to slam the ground, and then the dash or the Sanguinate is this one, which will make you dash. And then the last one is the Shroud of Night. So the way that it works is if you will only use these skills by themselves, it's gonna deal damage, but it's not that high. That's why we need the Shroud of Night. Shroud of Night, when we press this, it's gonna double the skills. It's gonna cast the skill again. So let me show you guys. Once I press this, I'll Sanguinate. As you can see, there is an illusion there that is actually doing the same skill that we are doing. Let me show you guys here. This is a lot easier. For Wave of Blood, there you go. As you can see, it's casting the Wave of Blood again. Okay, and then for the Umbral Lance, this is actually quite nice. There you go. 2 times of Umbral Lance, 2 times of Wave of Blood. Okay, so the reason why I actually use these skills is because they have pretty much a low cooldown because of the essences, and they have a lot of charges as well, which is gonna make us really mobile. We can actually run fast. And there is another variation that we can use this Sanguinate. It's this one, the Knight's Charge, but I did not like it. Aside from it has a really the cooldown is actually quite long, and it only has 2 charges, so it's not gonna work for the build. So I also tried the Spear Flurry as well, but I actually went for a lot more AoE damage, just like the Sanguinate one that I showed you a while ago, guys. So this one, the Perilous Harbor, I actually went for the AoE damage. There we go. That's 2 times, as you can see. Alright, so that's pretty much it, the essences that we are going to be using. So let's go over the set items. Of course, since we have dashes, I will be using Gloom's Guide, 2 of them for added damage. 4 Vethys urges for a bit of attack speed, because we might be doing a little primal attack or primary attack every now and then. And then the last one for added damage is Flagellant, or Grease of the Flagellant. Now for the paragon, I usually go for Slinger, but now we are going to be using the Harbinger again, because dash skill cooldowns for quick step, the dash skill cooldowns will recover 10% faster, which is quite nice. And since we have a lot of movement speed with this essences, or with this build, we're going to be using Spree, increase your movement speed by 3% for 5 seconds when you kill a monster. And then the critical hit chance bonus from Savage Urge increases from 10 to 20% of your movement speed. And then, as you can see, critical hit chance increases by 10% of your movement speed, and we are quite mobile. We have a high movement speed with this build, so we're gonna have a crit hit chance there, and we are gonna be moving unhindered. So that's basically the paragon as well. For the legendary gems, we'll be using the same thing. Bottled Hope for damage. This is actually I oxed the Starfire here, because we won't be using a lot of primary attacks, so I think Starfire Shard is going to help us a lot. And then the next one is Colossus Engine for damage, BSJ again for another damage, Blood Flow for critical hits, damage again, a bit of attack speed and damage as well for Void Spark, Rolling Consequence, and Wolf Heart. And that's pretty much it actually. Well, for the familiars, we don't just choose whatever you want actually, but this is the only resource that we have for the familiar. There you go, with the savior. That's the only thing that I'm using. Alright, well, for this build, you can pretty much take everything in this build, or in this essences that I showed you guys. I was just trying to find some good high mobility build that is actually mobile friendly, because as you know, if you are familiar with the wizard build, which is the Terminus Facade, I believe, for the helm, that makes the cooldown of the skills of the wizard quite low, or it's like no cooldown at all. It's I mean, you can use it on a mobile, but it's gonna like murder your finger. It's easier to use it in of course on a PC or on a computer. And besides that, we do have another build before that was popular for Blood Knight, which is the Spear Flurry build with the Tendrils of Blood, which you will be dashing with the Ravage and all. I'm gonna show it to you a clip, guys, on how it works. There we go. So that was popular before, and I've tried it actually on my mobile before, and it is really hard to attack and skill at the same time. So I guess for this one, we can just chill, run around, use the skill, run around. If the skills actually hit a lot of enemies, the cooldown is most of the skills that we have is actually 100% uptime if executed properly, and it can burst actually some bosses really quite nice. So I'm gonna show you some clips that I've run Terror Ref, Hellslayer bounties, and Abyssal Verge, but of course I guess this is not the final build. We can pretty much tweak everything in this build, but I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, well, as you can see guys on the build, well, it's quite mobile, of course. The damage, it's there, but it's not quite high, but it's still, I guess, a good thing. The most important thing, I guess, is this build is actually quite fun and quite high mobility. Don't have to focus at all with the huge damage that it can bring, as long as it's fun, I guess. Well, that is it for the build, and I've shown you guys the legendary or the ancient artifact as well that we crafted. So guys, if you have any questions or any suggestions about the build, or any other things that you want me to try, just feel free guys to leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the sun try. Happy gaming.